Hello friends, in this video we are going to discuss about the operation of Zener diode. So Zener diode is a diode which can operate basically in the reverse bias region. So if we remember the PN junction normal diode, this PN junction normal diode operates in the forward bias section or forward bias region, and it cannot operate in the breakdown region of the reverse bias. So it cannot operate in the breakdown region of the reverse bias diode. So we need a diode which can operate in the breakdown region of a PN junction diode, and that diode is the Zener diode. Generally, Zener diode are doped highly, but not in the degenerate semiconductor like. So they are doped highly and they are made of silicon semiconductors, because in the reverse bias section we know that high amount of current will flow through the Zener diode. So a large amount of heat will be produced, and we know that silicon is best for operating at the higher temperatures. That is why Zener diodes are built from silicon material. As we have said that Zener diode operates in the reverse bias condition in the breakdown region. That is why it is also called breakdown diode. Another thing is that in the Zener diode we have told that it is doped highly, so we can say the depletion region in the Zener diode will be thinner. Now the comes question is, if I make a Zener diode a forward bias, what will happen? So in the forward bias section, the Zener diode will operate normally as semiconductor diode. Now the symbols of a Zener diode looks like this. The circuit symbol of a Zener diode looks like this. So this will be the P side of the diode, and in the N side there will be a structure like Z, because the name of the Zener diode. So this is the N side and this is the P side of the diode. So this is the symbol of the Zener diode in the circuit operation. So this is the symbol of the diode in circuit operation. Now if we see the application of the Zener diode, so generally the Zener diode has a huge application as a voltage regulator. It means Zener diode is used to regulate a voltage, and regulation of voltage means it will keep the output voltage constant in spite of if we change the input voltage, or in spite of if we change the load resistance. Now in the application part of the Zener diode, we can say that the first application of a Zener diode, that it has been used for voltage regulator purpose. or voltage regulation. The second application is that a Zener diode is also used as reference diode, because during the reverse bias breakdown operation of the Zener diode, the voltage across the Zener diode remains always constant, but the current through the Zener diode increases rapidly. That is why the voltage across the Zener diode is taken as a reference voltage, and that is why it is called as a reference diode. Third application is that it can act as a switch, because this Zener diode has a very fast operating speed than the normal diode. The fourth application, Zener diode is act as a switch because the operating speed of the Zener diode is faster than the normal diode. And the fourth one application is that Zener diode can be used as a clipper element. That means it can be used to clip some part of the signal by a Zener diode. And the fifth one is to convert a sine wave into triangular wave or square wave or square or sawtooth wave can be done using this Zener diode. That is why Zener diode can also be called as signal converters, which can convert one form of the signal to another form of the signal. Now, commercially these Zener diodes are specified in two ways. We can say that these Zener diodes are specified commercially by two parameters. Means, what does it means? That if I go to the market and if I bought or if I buy a Zener diode, then we have to tell these parameters to the shopkeeper so that they can provide the specified Zener diode. So, the specified commercially by two parameters. The first one is the breakdown voltage, and it is denoted by Vz. So, when to buy a Zener diode, we have to specify that which breakdown voltage will be needed for our application. And the second parameter is that maximum power dissipation of the Zener diode. Generally, it comes as how many watts and how many voltage of Zener diode do we need, and this information should be provided by us to the shopkeeper so that they can provide the specific Zener diode. Generally, the Zener diodes that are commercially available are of breakdown voltage Vz of 5 to 7 volt, and the maximum power dissipation typical value is of the order of 1/4 watt. There can also be other Zener diodes, but these are the typical values that I am giving. Now, let us see what will be the voltage current characteristics of a Zener diode. As we have mentioned earlier that the Zener diode operates in the breakdown region of the reverse bias region. So, if I draw the total characteristics of the Zener diode, it looks like that, and we have also already mentioned that in the forward bias section Zener diode works as a normal PN junction diode, but Zener diode has a capability that it can work in the breakdown region. That is why only to work in the breakdown region we generally use the Zener diode, and for the forward section or the forward bias we use the normal diode. But it does not mean that the Zener diode cannot operate in the forward bias. It can operate, but we do not use that application. So, let us see what is the forward bias characteristics and the reverse bias characteristics of a Zener diode. So, the characteristics looks like this. In the forward bias, so if this is the voltage in the x axis and if it is the current in the y axis, we know that this first quadrant will be the forward bias. Then the characteristics look like this. In the forward bias, normal as PN junction diode, and this will be the cut in voltage of the diode. Since Zener diode are made of silicon materials, due to the high thermal stability of the silicon, this cut in voltage will be of the order of 0.7 volt or 0.6 volt. Now, the Zener diodes are specially designed to operate in the reverse bias section, and the reverse bias section the current will be very small, but at the breakdown voltage, that is VBR, the current will increase rapidly, and Zener diode can operate after the breakdown voltage, and this breakdown voltage for the Zener diode is termed as the Zener voltage or Vz, that is the voltage across the Zener, and the current value at that condition is denoted as knee current or IZK. So, IZK is the minimum amount of current that is flowing through the Zener diode, and Vz is the voltage that is across the Zener diode through the operation in the breakdown region and remains in constant. So, as we have seen here that this IZK is the minimum current that can flow through the Zener diode. So, when the Zener diode is in reverse bias with a voltage, so breakdown in the voltage magnitude, that is a Zener Vi characteristics will be non-conducting and will not working in the normal diode region. So, let us see when the Zener diode is in the reverse bias, that is the third quadrant, where we are specify that the voltage will be negative and the current will be negative. That means, in the forward bias section we can say, since the current is positive, so we can say that current will flow from P side to N side, and in the reverse bias section the current is negative. So, we can say current I is flowing from N side to P side. So, this was the characteristics of a Zener diode, and you can see throughout the breakdown region operation the voltage across the Zener diode is constant, that is the Vz, and this Vz voltage is the important parameter of a Zener diode, that is the Zener voltage. Now, let us see what is the amount of resistance that this Zener diode has during its operation, that is the dynamic resistance of the Zener diode. So, for dynamic resistance of a Zener diode, we know that it can be also called as internal resistance of the Zener diode, and it is specified by R suffix z, and it is denoted by change in the Zener voltage divided by change in the Zener current. And as we know that the Zener voltage, that is Vz, is nearly constant throughout the operation of the Zener diode. So, we can say that del of Vz, that means change in the Vz, will be nearly equals to 0, and hence the internal resistance or the dynamic resistance of the diode will be 0. So, the dynamic resistance of the Zener diode is 0, that is theoretically it will be 0, but practically it will be very small value. So, this was the resistance or the dynamic resistance of the Zener diode. Now, let us see what will be the power dissipation factor that I have mentioned earlier, that this is the important parameter should be specified to the shopkeeper to have a Zener diode, that is the power dissipation factor. So, let us see what is the power dissipation factor of a Zener diode and how it can be mentioned in the case of Zener diode. So, power dissipation of a Zener diode is denoted by the term Pz, and as we know that the power is dimensionally equals to voltage into current. So, we can say that the Zener power dissipation factor Pz will be equals to the voltage across the Zener, that is the Zener voltage, into the current that is flowing through the Zener, that is Iz, and the units will be in watts. Now, we can also represent this Pz or power dissipation factor in terms of only current, that is Iz square into the resistance, and the unit will be in watts. Similarly, we can also say that it will be Vz square divided by R in watts. So, this is the power dissipation factor of a Zener diode. So, we can see that the power dissipation factor is nothing but the multiplication of the Zener voltage and the Zener current. Now, let us see what will be the equivalent circuit of a Zener diode in a circuit operation. So, it will look as, we know that, as we know the Zener symbol of circuit operation looks like this one, where this is the N side and this is the P side. Now, when the Zener diode will be operated in the forward bias region, that is FB, in that case the Zener diode will work as a normal PN junction diode, and the voltage across the normal PN junction diode, we know that that is the cut-in voltage of the material. So, in the forward bias region, a Zener diode can be represented by a circuit like this. It will have only this amount of voltage across it, that is the V gamma. And in the reverse bias section, when the Zener diode will be operated, it will have a breakdown voltage or VBR and also a resistance or the Zener resistance. So, the equivalent circuit of a Zener diode in the reverse bias region or the breakdown region will have a breakdown voltage VBR or Vz. With this we will have a value of internal resistance or the dynamic resistance Rz, where these are the circuits. So, we have got the equivalent circuit of the Zener diode both for the forward bias and the reverse bias region. Now, if we remember or if we relook the Zener characteristics, we can see that the Zener voltage is constant in the Zener diode or across the Zener diode, but the current through the Zener diode in the breakdown region will increase rapidly. Now, let us understand why the current is increasing so rapidly, but the voltage is constant. And the main phenomena that is behind this increment of current rapidly is the breakdown phenomena or breakdown mechanism. Due to this breakdown mechanism, we will have a rapidly increment in the current, and generally there are two types of breakdown that will occur in the Zener diode. First one is the Zener breakdown, and the second one is the avalanche breakdown. Now, let us discuss what these mechanisms are, that is the Zener and the avalanche breakdown. So, for discussing the Zener breakdown, we have to take the bond model of the diode. So, as the bond model of a semiconductor, if we remind that, so there will be the bond model like this, and at every cross point we will have a silicon atom like this. So, these are the silicon atoms at every cross point of the bonds, and the bonds are the covalent bonds because the electrons has been shared of each atom with the 4 neighboring atoms. And if we draw the electrons of a one atom, it will look like this. So, this is the one electron of this 4 atom, and at every covalent bond we will get this 4 electron. So, in this way the covalent bonds has been there. Now, as we are increasing the reverse bias potential, then it means we are increasing the reverse bias potential. So, increase in reverse bias potential means we are imparting high electric field, or we can say we are imparting high reverse bias electric field from the outside into the semiconductor. So, due to this high external electric field, there will be a huge force or huge Lorentz force, we can say. We have already discussed this Lorentz force. So, this huge Lorentz force will be produced over the covalent bond. So, due to this huge Lorentz force, some of the covalent bonds will directly broken. That means by the application of huge reverse bias potential, we have directly rupture the covalent bonds, and due to this directly rupture of covalent bond, a large amount of electrons and holes will be produced. So, we can say large amount of electron and holes will be produced, which will give a high amount of current. So, that is why at the breakdown we get a huge amount of current due to this Zener breakdown. Now, in the Zener breakdown, there are some facts that are related to this Zener breakdown. The first fact of the Zener breakdown is that Zener breakdown means direct rupture of bonds, because in the GATE examination they can give you the direct questions like this. Zener breakdown means dash, that is the direct rupture of bonds. Second statement, that Zener breakdown has negative temperature coefficient with the increase of temperature, or we can say NTC, that is the negative temperature coefficient. Third one, Zener breakdown is a very sharp mechanism, and we can say that the Zener characteristics will be very sharp. The fourth point, for a very highly doped semiconductor junction, the breakdown will be mainly due to Zener breakdown. That means Zener breakdown requires larger doping concentration. Of carriers. This is one of the breakdown mechanism that occurs in the Zener diode. The other mechanism that occurs in the breakdown region of a Zener diode is the avalanche breakdown, and let us see what is this avalanche breakdown. Now, for understanding the avalanche breakdown, we have to take also a bond model of the semiconductor. So, as we have increased the reverse bias voltage, it means some amount of the bonds will be broken, and let us assume that at every corners of the lines or bonds we will have a silicon in this fashion, and the bonds will contain some amount of sharing electrons like this way, In this way, in the covalent bond there will be sharing of electrons. Now, due to the increase of this reverse bias, some amount of the covalent bond will be broken. So, let us assume that this bond has been broken and this electron has come here and this electron has come here. So, we have got a free electron after the breaking of bonds. Now, after this, if we also increase the reverse bias potential, then these free electrons will gain a very high amount of kinetic energy. So, we can say the generated free electron will gain high kinetic energy from the external potential. And this potential is nothing but the reverse bias potential. So, due to this high kinetic energy, the electron will now move with very high speed, and during the movement of with very high speed, they can collide with the other covalent atoms. So, during this movement of the high speed free electrons, they can collide with the covalent bonds. And during this collision, the covalent bond will be broken, and from this broken covalent bond, free electrons are generated. So, we can see that from one high speed electrons we can get 2 electrons free. In this way, these newly generated free electrons will also gain some kinetic energy, and they will start with high velocity movement. And from this newly generated free electron, they will collide with other covalent bonds, and they will also create some free electrons. In this way, a cumulative collision will happen with new electrons and the covalent bonding. So, a huge amount of carriers will be generated inside the semiconductor, and these huge amount of carriers that are generated inside the semiconductor, they will flow rapidly through the diode. So, we can say that due to the generation of huge amount of carriers due to cumulative collision process, the current in the avalanche breakdown will be very high. If I draw the reverse bias characteristics, then it will be current or voltage in the x axis and it will be current in the y axis. And as we seen, due to the Zener breakdown, the mechanism will look like this. So, this is the Zener, and for avalanche it will be here. So, we can say this is due to the avalanche breakdown, and this one is due to Zener breakdown. So, we can say that Zener breakdown occurs at smaller potential, but the avalanche breakdown occurs at higher reverse bias potential. Similarly, of the Zener breakdown, we can also say that that avalanche breakdown has positive temperature coefficient with temperature, and also for lightly doped cases avalanche breakdown has the priority. So these are the avalanche breakdown and the Zener breakdown process that will take place during the breakdown operation of a Zener diode. And generally in diodes or Zener diodes, first the Zener breakdown occurs, then the avalanche breakdown occurs. So this is all about the Zener diode operation. Thank you.